Sai Ram. Dear learners, welcome to Shri Sathya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam online classes. We are doing senior secondary mathematics, chapter Permutations and Combinations. Today we shall be taking up part 9. We had started with combinations and did certain basic problems in part 8. In combination, let's quickly recap how did we solve the problems on combination. For that we will be looking at some simple properties of NCR. Before moving on to NCR, let me first write what is NPR. NPR is factorial n upon factorial n minus r. What is NCR? NCR is factorial n upon factorial r into factorial n minus r. Taking it forward, let us see what is the value of NC0. I'll use this formula. So it is factorial n upon factorial 0 into factorial n minus 0. Let us solve it. So we have got factorial n and factorial n in both numerator and denominator. This will get cancelled. So we are just left with 1 upon factorial 0. And what is the value of factorial 0? Factorial 0 is 1. So we arrive at this result, NC0 is equal to 1. Another thing which we will try to verify, NCR is equal to NC n minus r. Now NCR is out of n objects we are choosing r objects, and this is same as the number of ways of not choosing n minus r objects out of n objects. Now let's see whether these two come equal mathematically or not. NCR, as we know, is factorial n upon factorial r into factorial n minus r. Now let's see what is the value of NC n minus r. Let's use the formula factorial r, and here we will just write factorial n minus r, and the next term would be n minus r. Let's solve it. So it is n minus r, and here when we open the bracket, we get factorial n minus r and factorial r in the denominator. This is same. These two terms, if you see, they are same. This is equal to NCR. So hence we have proved NCR is equal to NC n minus r. We'll take up one more relation. N minus 1 C r minus 1 plus n minus 1 C R is equal to N C R. Look at it carefully. We can solve it also mathematically to show that left hand side is equal to right hand side. Let me try doing that. We'll start from the left hand side. Left hand side is n minus 1 c r minus 1 plus n minus 1 c r. Let's use the formula. It will be n minus 1 and r minus 1 here. Then we copy what is on the top minus what is at the bottom. Same way, factorial n minus 1 here, factorial r will come here, and here we will have n minus 1 minus r. Now solve it further. It is n minus 1 and here we will have factorial r minus 1. Now what will we get when we will open the bracket? It will be n minus 1 minus r plus 1. So minus 1 and plus 1 gets cancelled. We will be left with n minus r. And here we will have factorial r, and this side we will be having n minus r minus 1. Let's further solve it. N minus 1 we will copy as it is. Here we will write down r minus 1. Now suppose it is factorial 3. Can factorial 3 be written as 3 into factorial 2? Yes, it can be written as, because factorial 2 is 2 into 1 and multiplied by 3, that will give factorial 3. Same way, factorial 5 can be written as 5 into factorial 4. So same thing we are going to apply here for factorial n minus r. If I write down factorial n minus r, so this will be n minus r will come here, and within the factorial it will be n minus r minus 1, 1 less than that. So that is what we are going to do. Let me first erase what is not required. And then we are going to write factorial n minus r. So factorial n minus r can come here, and here we will have n minus r minus 1. This side we will have n minus 1. R factorial can be written as r into factorial r minus 1. So we write r here, and here we will write factorial r minus 1 and copy the next term as it is. Now you can take LCM. We are taking LCM. When we take LCM, we will be having factorial r minus 1. We will also have factorial n minus r minus 1. Apart from that, we have r and we have n minus r. So this side r minus 1 is there in the denominator, n minus r is there, and n minus r minus 1 factorial is there. So what do we have in the numerator? We will be having r into factorial n minus 1. Now what will come here? Just remember how do we solve when we are taking LCM. So r is also there, factorial r minus 1 is there, and factorial n minus r minus 1 is there. So we only have n minus r here, and we have factorial n minus 1. Now in the numerator, factorial n minus 1 is common, and we are having r plus n minus r. In the denominator, let us write r and factorial r minus 1 together. Same way, n minus r and factorial n minus r minus 1 together. So factorial n minus 1 will come here. R gets cancelled. We are just left with n. And tell me, what is r into r minus 1 factorial? Is r factorial. What is n minus r into n minus r minus 1 factorial? It is n minus r factorial. And what about this? N into n minus 1. How can it be written? It can be written as n factorial. Now we have got, if we have to rewrite it, it can be written as n c r. NCR is factorial n upon factorial r into factorial n minus r. And this is equal to what our right hand side was. So this is an important relationship which we will be using in solving the questions. Now let us look at some questions. We have to find the value of n c n minus 1. Use the formula. This is the formula. NCR is equal to factorial n upon factorial r into factorial n minus r. So NC n minus 1 is factorial n upon n minus 1 and n minus n minus 1. Make sure that you keep this n minus 1 in bracket. Now solve it further. If you open it, it will be n minus n plus 1. n gets cancelled. This is n minus 1 and this is factorial 1. So we have got n factorial n, and factorial n I'll write it as n into n minus 1 factorial. And here in the denominator we have got factorial n minus 1, because 1 there is no need to write that, factorial 1 is 1. So this gets cancelled, we are only left with n. So what is the value of n c n minus 1? Value of n c n minus 1 is n. This is what we have got. N c n minus 1 is equal to n. Now they have also asked, is n c n minus 1 equal to n c n? So n c n minus 1 we have already found it is equal to n. Now let us see what is n c n. Put the value. It is factorial n upon again factorial n and n minus n. What is n minus n? N minus n is 0. So we get factorial 0. Factorial n gets cancelled. And what is the value of factorial 0? Value of factorial 0 is 1. So we get the answer 1. So nc n minus 1 is not equal to nc n. Now we'll do the B part of this question, where we have to prove NCN is equal to NC0. Please don't mind this. Here it is N written. It was supposed to be written here as superscript. So please read it NCN and NC0. So this is B part. We have to verify whether NCN is equal to NC0. So let's try to solve it. NCN we have already found. NCN, the value we have found in last question is 1. Now what about NC0? It is factorial n upon factorial 0 into factorial n minus 0. It will be factorial n. Value of factorial 0 is 1. And here we have got factorial n. This gets cancelled, factorial n and factorial n, we are left with 1. So thus we see that NCN is equal to NC0. Hence verified. Now same way, let's see how to do these questions. Please read it as 9C5. So 9C5, factorial 9 upon factorial 5, and this will be 9 minus 5. Now how do we solve this? 9 can be written as, factorial 9 can be written as 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into factorial 5. Check it, because factorial 5 means 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Divided by factorial 5 here, and this side we have factorial 4. Now why have I written factorial 5 here in the numerator? Because these two can be cancelled. Now when we are cancelling these two, and here we have 9 into 8 into 7 into 6. Now factorial 4 can be written as 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Now just see what gets cancelled. 3 2s are 6, so 6 gets cancelled. 4 1s are 4 and 4 2s are 8. So we are left with 9 into 2 into 7, which comes out to be 9 2s are 18, and 18 into 7 is 126. I'll do one more part, and remaining two parts you can do yourself. I am solving 13C9. Same method, factorial 13 upon factorial 9 into factorial 13 minus 9. So 13 can be written, factorial 13 can be written as 13 into 12 into 11 into 10 into factorial 9. You just see in the denominator, we need factorial 9. So write factorial 9 as it is. Here it will be factorial 9. And what is 13 minus 9? 13 minus 9 is 4. This can further be 9 factorial. This 9 factorial gets cancelled. We are left with 13 into 12 into 11 into 10 divided by 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Now 4 3s are 12, so 12 gets cancelled. And what do we have then? 2 can get cancelled with 2 5s are 10. Just see what will we get. 13 into 11 into 5. And what is 13 into 11? Multiplied by 5. $715. Same way you can solve question number 2, part B and part D. Let's look at question number 3. I'll take the first part. 7C3 3 plus 7C2. Please recall the formula which we had done. N minus 1 C R minus 1 plus N minus 1 C R is equal to N C R. So we have same number here, 7 and 7. So let's directly put in the formula. So if it was n minus 1, then we were getting n there. Now if it is 7, what will we get? We will get one more. That is 8 C. And here it is, look in the formula, R minus 1 and R. And what did we write? We wrote the greater one, R. So here we have got 3 and 2. Which one is greater? 3 is greater. So we will write 3. Now solve it. This will be factorial 8 upon factorial 3 into factorial 8 minus 3. Please pay attention again. Look at the formula carefully. Here we have got n minus 1, both sides. And here we are getting one more than that. N minus 1 plus 1. 1 minus 1 gets cancelled, so we are left with n. Same way here we are having 7 and 7. So here we will be writing one more than that. That is 8. And out of these two, 3 and 2, whichever is bigger, that we have to write down here. Because here it was R minus 1 and R, and we wrote R here. Let's do one more part. I'll do the D part. 12C3 plus 12C2. So 12, one more than that will be 13. C. Now out of 3 and 2, which is greater? 3 is greater, so write down 3. So when we solve it, it will be factorial 13 upon factorial 3 into factorial 13 minus 3. Now factorial 13 can be written as 13 into 12 into 11 into factorial 10. And what about here? Factorial 3 can be written as 3 into 2 into 1. And here we get factorial 10. So factorial 10 gets cancelled. 3 2s are 6 and 6 2s are 12. So it will be 13 into 2 into 11. Now what is 13 into 2 is 26, and 26 into 11 is 286. Same way you could find the, you can solve the next two questions. And in A part, we did not write down the answer. Let me quickly write down the answer also here. If you see, it will be 8 into 7 into 6 into factorial 5. And here we have 3 into 2 into 1, and it is factorial 5. Factorial 5 gets cancelled. 3 2s are 6. And we are just left with 8 into 7, which is 56. I am sure that you will be able to solve parts B and C on the same lines. Now let us look at this question, question number 4. In question number 4, we have to find the value of R when 10CR is equal to 10C2R plus 1. If you look at it here, we have 10 here and 10 here, and it is R, and here this side it is 2R plus 1. So if we just equate R is equal to 2R plus 1, will we get anything? Just let us see. Let me take it the other side. It will be 2R plus 1 minus R, and we get 0 minus 1 is equal to R, or R is equal to minus 1, which is not possible. So we will never be able to solve these questions if we are directly equating by observation. For such questions, we are going to use a relationship which we have already done. And what is that relationship? That relationship is NCR is equal to NC n minus R. This we have done. Let me show you the slide where we have done this. This is here we had done it. NCR is equal to NC n minus R. We'll use this to solve it. Now we have 10CR is equal to 10C2R plus 1. This is our equation 1. Now we know NCR is equal to NC n minus R. So what can 10CR be written as? Use this one, 10CR. So it will be 10C n minus R. What is n? N is 10 minus R. So using NCR is equal to NC n minus R, we can write 10CR is equal to 10C 10 minus R. This is your equation 2. Now comparing equations 1 and 2. What do we get? Left hand side is same, 10CR, 10CR. So we can equate the right hand sides. 10C 2R plus 1 is equal to 10C 10 minus R. From here, just by observation, 2R plus 1 is equal to 10 minus R. We only have to compare this. 2R plus 1 is equal to 10 minus R. Now let's solve it. Bring R on same side and minus 1 will come here. So we get 3R is equal to 9. And if 3R is equal to 9, what will be R? R will be 9 by 3, or we can say R is equal to 3. So what is the value of R in this question? Value of R is 3. And we have used this relation. NCR is equal to NC n minus R. Value of n as well as of value of R has to be positive, because we are choosing R objects out of n objects. So both number of objects have to be positive. On same lines, question number 5 can be done. We are given 18CR is equal to 18CR plus 2. This is equation 1. Directly we cannot just write R is equal to R plus 2. If we write down R is equal to R plus 2, what will happen? R gets cancelled. We will not get any value of R. So we will use that identity. Not exactly identity. We will be using the relation NCR is equal to NC n minus R. So put the value 18CR is equal to 18C 18 minus R. This is our equation 2. Now compare equations 1 and 2. We can write down 18C R plus 2 is equal to 18C 18 minus R. From here we can write down R plus 2 is equal to 18 minus R. We just have to observe, and from there we can directly write R plus 2 is equal to 18 minus R. Let us solve it. We'll bring R to one side and other side we have 18 minus 2. So 2R is equal to 16 and R is equal to 16 by 2, which is 8. So this is the value of R which we have got. Now once we know the value of R, we can find RC5. That is, we have to find 8C5. And how do we find 8C5? All of you know that. By now, we know how to find 8C5. 8C5 is factorial 8 upon factorial 5 into factorial 8 minus 5. You can directly write it 8, 7, 6 and 5. And this side it is factorial 3, and factorial 3 can be written as 3 into 2 into 1. This gets cancelled. 6 gets cancelled. We are just left with 56. So that is our answer. I hope you have understood how to solve these questions. With this, we have come to the end of today's session. Thank you so much. Om Shri Sai Ram.